Yeah, welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, and obviously we're bringing you another Measure Kool-aid report. Obviously, we also going to be talking about the preseason game because it was actually better than maybe some people thought it was. And I'm gonna just kind of highlight a couple of things because it's a lot of negativity. Some of it is justified. The discipline with the penalties, that's something to be concerned about. At the same time, it's early. Like, you can fix discipline. You can fix even culture, especially in the first preseason game. You got a long season to work on discipline, to work on doing the right things consistently. So I'm actually not really concerned about that part. Well, I'm concerned, but I think I'm glad we saw it early because it definitely puts an emphasis with Mike McCarthy to go even harder on what he called the principles of his team. And one of them was discipline. So that's something you got to do. Another thing, though, but that's positive, that a lot of people to me are looking at as negative. And you got to trust me on this just a little bit. You don't have to trust me, actually. You can trust what you want to believe. I'm not going to tell you what to think. But I do have a lot of experience in this particular thing I'm getting ready to talk about. And that's Nashawn Wright and Kelvin Joseph. So they did get a lot of balls, relatively a lot of balls, caught on them. So if you stop there, you would think those guys are not any good, and you would kind of lose heart with those two guys. But it's more than that, because you got to look at exactly where they lost. So Law brought this up also on his channel, and I want to just kind of talk about it and just echo it as well, because it's a very good point, and it's something that's just so that we can be encouraged with now and the future. So let's just kind of just talk about a couple of things with them too. So first of all, this is one of the best things about that whole thing. The best thing about that whole thing where they lost, it was where they lost. They didn't lose based on having epic amounts of separation. That didn't happen. They lost where they could have actually made plays on the ball. Why is that important? Because it's super hard at corner to teach cornerbacks to close the space down, especially when they're getting attacked by the ball. It's a whole lot easier to teach a corner how to strip a ball when you could have possibly stripped that ball out. Because if you looked at a couple of those plays that was made on Nashawn Wright and Kelvin Joseph, a couple of them was literally a strip away from being an incompletion. And a couple of those other plays was where it looked like both of those guys lost the ball in the air. That's a tracking drill. Those are drills that you can basically fix them in a week. And I'm not exaggerating. This is the part of preseason. This is what preseason is about. You also dealing with corners because of Diggs as well as Anthony Brown that don't have a lot of starting reps. That don't even have a lot of NFL corner reps. So frankly, it's a panic. It is. So when you look at it and you stop with they got caught on, then you'll be in a panic. You'll be losing your mind. But if you look at it on the details of where they lost, you will be encouraged. And I mean that. I'm not even blowing no smoke. I only drink measured Kool-aid, but I'm giving you from playing the position. I'm not giving you this from just theory. I'm telling you from what I saw, their mistakes are super fixable. And I think we got a good cornerback coach now, Harris. So I'm really just honestly just not worried about it. I'm not. So next, I think it's also a little bit of panic on ball. I really do. Like, I watched it. I mean, I really watched it. And yes, Ball did lose on a couple of plays. He did. Yeah, one or two plays he lost on pass rushing, and that's all it takes sometimes is to lose with a pass rush, and it can get your quarterback hurt. I agree with that. I agree with the danger of that. I believe that that is dangerous. I get that. But this is the other part that I want to talk about real quick. It was the fact that it was also his first time starting. We got to keep that in mind. That's very important. That is not a little thing. That's a very important detail. Very important being your first time starting. And you got to also consider, what did he also do outside of the pass rush? He was doing some pretty damn good run blocking. I saw some very good push at the point of attack. They wasn't averaging 6 yards a carry for nothing, and it wasn't all just behind Tyler Smith either. Let's not exaggerate. So it's one of those things to where when you look at a game and you look at a preseason game, I can see where people are panicking. But if you look, in my opinion, at the potential growth trajectory, I like where our young guys are. I'm just being honest, and this is where Steven might end up being right on the young team as well as betting on Ball. He gonna mess around and be right. Now it's gonna be a lot of noise because Ball is an easy target right now, and his practices was bad. His practices with training camp was bad, but now it's starting to kind of come around that, was he bad or was he going against real good? Like when you look at what he was going against with Sam Williams, and then we saw Basham, and then we saw obviously Micah Parsons, and you got Tank, and you have Dante. I mean, that's a lot of talent that's coming and streaking at you out practice. So I can see where he got melted down in training camp. I can definitely see where Ball got melted down in training camp. But I also saw where, man, that pass protection wasn't too bad. Yeah, he had a couple of where he let get away. I definitely saw him get beat outside, But other than that, he held up pretty well. I think he gonna be all right. I think he'll be all right. I think he need to keep playing just like Steele kept playing. Because we all hated Steele at first. Every one of us. Like, we couldn't stand Steele. We didn't care that he was undrafted free agent. We didn't like him. But we was also impatient because his first 8 games was real bad as a rookie. His last 8 games was actually much better. His second season at right tackle was really good. Couple of mistakes, but given him being in his second year, it was real good. It was first round level. Even Will McClay said that. But what got him there? The failure. The failure got him there. And I don't see Ball bottom even as bad as Steele was. I don't see his bottom being like that. I feel like his bottom even right now was a little bit better when Steele was thrown out there. That's my level of trajectory that I can see with Ball. One of the other things that I liked, and I liked a lot, I loved Ball's second efforts. I loved it. Ooh, I loved it. So I want to see more. I can't wait to these next training camp games. I can't wait. I'm going to be keeping my eye on that because obviously, swing tackle is very, very important. And I'm going to take a whole nother look at that game. Make sure that, because sometimes you see things different when you watch it twice. I haven't even watched the game twice. I'm going to watch it again. But this is another Measure Kool-Aid report. Man, y'all stay with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. Peace.